Oh, hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation community, and welcome to another Fan Art Friday, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42, and as I have done for the last 9 months and counting, that's right, the daily streak remains strong. I am here to open my office doors to you, the SCP Foundation staff, to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff that contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. Either way, we are here for about the next hour, at first to do Fan Art Friday, and secondly, for standard Q&A for as long as left afterwards. But before I begin the art feast, let me start by saying, Dr. Optimus, congratulations on being our #1 most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment team, i.e., congratulations on being first chatter. And then Senior Researcher Alex, Amber, 369 Destroyer, Sleep Deprived Dragon of the Night, Dark Duality, long time no see, hope you've been doing well. And all of you who I've just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being members of Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Meanwhile, Marker, Armin, Intern Gonzalez, Riley McQueen, and Rar Caution, congratulations on being here punctually, and thank you for being here just for being you today. Everybody, the desk is currently getting a spit shine. The desk may or may not be here, depending on the length of that spit shine. Relax. So, now, we begin the process of Fan Art Friday. Reminder, all donations and questions will be held until the end of Fan Art Friday. We are prioritized showing the fan art, then we will move to donations and the standard Q&A. All right, very good. Let us begin. Our first fan artist of today's stream is Director Ethan. Director Ethan has sent to us a combination of SCP logos and something I'm not looking forward to. Let's begin. First, we have this highly stylized SCP Foundation gear logo, in Site 42 colors, which I do appreciate. Very cool. I'm wondering which specific department this is meant to be representing. Furthermore, we have a shiny Dr. Wondertainment logo. We have a Foundation, I guess, arborist department. Perhaps something like that. Not sure which department handles our plant life now that I think about it. And finally, and again, I don't know why you all are like this, an emo version of that thing. I feel particularly insulted because My Chemical Romance was one of the first rock concerts I ever attended. And so this is a personal attack on me, specifically, and my teenagerhood. How dare you? But the logos were nice. Good work. Next up, we are looking at Intern Gage. Intern Gage has brought to us an attempt to make SCP-4521 the tree scream. Why, yes, SCP-4521, I am approaching you. I really, really need to get into JoJo. I hear good things. Thank you, Intern Gage, for your treeification JoJo meme. Next up, here is Just Pitt. It is Just Pitt's turn for Fan Art Friday highlight. Starting with a detail drawing of Dr. Benjamin Kondraki. There's a lot of text here, but it is quite small and hard to read, for me anyways. But it is a good Dr. Kondraki. Furthermore, I don't want to zoom in. I want to move to the next photo. I'm on a field mission. What's going on back in Site 42? I need to know. Don't blow up the site. I think Dr. Sherman would be able to resist the mesmerizer. I don't know what that is, but of course it would. My cognitive resistance value is very strong. Get the fuck out of my sight. Correct. Hawaiian shirt plus dark bags under eyes is a good look. It says, yeah, I would really love to be carefree and relaxed right now, but certain circumstances have made that impossible. That is a mood. That is a constant mood. Very relatable content. Writer's block got me like that one picture of Dr. Theron Sherman shooting his typewriter. You know what? I believe it, SCP Writer 42. I believe it. And then this is the Dr. Sherman design spec detail drawing, in which we're talking about stylish wavy hair, sunset hair dye, Hawaiian shirts. Oh, be aware, that hair color is going to change soon. Be ready for next week. But yes, this is some good fan art, Pitt. This is some good fan art. Excellent work. Next up on our tour through Fan Art Friday is Zenith. Zenith has sent to us some art. And the art begins. Knowledge isn't retained when you eat books. Remember, do not eat books. It isn't healthy for you, and your stomach cannot read. Very important facts there, Zenith. Very important facts that everyone should learn. And then the world's most sweetest SCP-999, looking very pastel and adorable. Good work, Zenith! Continuing on, we are on to Star the Comet, aka Intern Kurakin. And Intern Kurakin is bringing to us a classic SCP Foundation community meme. You are wrong about the artist hiding the hand with this paper. Wow! Ethics Committee be upon ye. Yes. That, for sure, is how Dr. Sumerian do be. Very good, Dr. Sumerian. Intern Kurakin. Next up on our list, Captain Evil Greasy John has sent us a piece of fan mail today, a fan art, SCP-999 with a delightful looking cake. It's so sweet, it made the little goo ball cry. Very nice. That looks like some good heckin' cakes. Four more emails to go before we return to the standard Q&A. 4 more emails left. Moving into Dr. Val. Dr. Val has presented for us this evening 3 pieces of art. The highlights are of which SCP-070, if it were Dr. Sherbin. I'm worried about that. SCP-457, the man on fire. Breaching containment, not a good thing. And the SCP-447 incident. This is very worrying, Dr. Val. But let us begin. Number 1. Dr. Sherman as SCP-070. That is intense. That is spooky. Very nice. The man on fire. The burning man. The flaming man. This is very good man on fire material. Watch out for that. It's a bad thing for him. Well, bad for us, good for him. It. And then the SCP-447 incident. We are dead when he catches us. Worth it. Whoa. Very trippy. Excellent work, Dr. Val. Moving on. Rar Caution has brought to us some art today. Rar Caution. Let's see what we've got. Yes, this is how I do feel when the bugs and the spider anomalies show up. Very accurate. Attention, cognitohazard warning. Every attempt to access the following file without a level 4 or higher clearance is strictly forbidden. That is a very nice addition to that seemingly non-anomalous lake, unless that warning makes it anomalous, which would be bad. I gotta be honest, I don't understand what this means. But I do look like I'm going to harm somebody, and so I feel bad for this little person. I don't know what they did, but I'm sure they deserve it. And finally, Josie the Half Nyan Cat, Dr. Kane Pathos Crow. Is that Dr. Iceberg or Dr. Glass? I never remember their art styles very correctly. But a very saber-toothed looking Dr. Clef is in the same bug mode as me. This is a less saber-toothed looking Dr. Clef with the 420-J. And then the Sumerian Critter. Looking very nice. Good work, Roar Caution. 2 more emails to go. 2 more emails to go. Then we will move to the general Q&A. First of all, Hazard. Hazard has sent us, first and foremost, a terrible, terrible piece of art that nobody liked for any reason. It made SCP-999 sad. I don't know why you would do this. Everything's wrong. Everything's terrible. Nobody liked that. Second, you sent a video. What is the video? This is why we don't often do videos, chat. My computer needs an upgrade. Units. That is set on both sides of the box. You cannot eat the box. Well, I mean, actually, Hazard, it is possible, but I wouldn't recommend it. Do you know what? I'm not even that mad about the jump scare at the end, because you know what? I think that just answered my question of how I feel about edits being fan art Friday material. I think the answer is no. Because sitting there watching myself talk that long was weird, and I don't think edits of it are something that's going to appeal to me on Fan Art Friday. So you know what? Thank you for answering that question for me, Hazard. Hashtag not a fan. We do not need to do Dr. Sherman edits for Fan Art Friday. You can of course make Dr. Sherman edits. I just don't need to watch them. All right. And SCP-049 has sent us 7 pieces of art. 7 pieces, that's a lot. Although these do look rather sketchy. So you made an SCP-049. You think the cure is going to cost 278 D-Class and Dr. Ham? That's a big no, buddy. I don't trust you. A Dr. Clef, a sketch. Loving reality benders? That seems out of character. Now, I take offense to this one, because it seems like you are ignoring the homework. You are ignoring the protocol of data entry. Do not slack around in class. That is not how the SCP Foundation rolls. Do your work, damn it. You put the Gate Guardian and the Plague Doctor and the mask and something in the upper right corner. No, that's SCP Al Dente-J. Fucking racist-ass pasta. And 4521, you did a little bit of everything on this one. I'm gonna be honest. I don't understand if this is a Plague Doctor toy of some sort. And I don't know who that is. This Ava Dethu person. But the Plague Doctor asking you to wash your hands is good policy. Please wash your damn hands. I will say, in the interest of time in the future, Plague and other fan artists, I would appreciate it if you put more time into one sketch, making it higher detail and better art, than throwing a bunch of general sketches at us, which takes extra time. For time purposes, as well as the gentle encouragement of improving of your art skill. Because, of course, the SCP Foundation is an arts community. On the wiki, we worry about undercooked drafts being posted. I think we should think the same way about our fan art. Think about crafting something a final product rather than machine gunning out a bunch of almost hashed out ideas. Think about that in the future. Still, good overall. Good subject matter. So, that has now brought us to the end of Fan Art Friday. A big round of applause to our Site 42 Fan Art Friday participants of this week. Now, intern Doom Rusty Brute asks, Dr. Sherman, can I draw you, please? It will be tough. Well, you are always allowed to draw Dr. Sherman. The SCP Foundation is a Creative Commons community. You don't even have to ask my permission. But yes, have fun. Make it tough. All right, chat, refresh, please. Okay. I am now returning to the chat. It is refreshed. Let me get through these starting donations and member messages, and we will be at the general Q&A. Senior Researcher Alex, thank you for your 10 months as a level 1 researcher. We appreciate your membership and your service. I think SCP-729... Oh, this better be is the worst goddamn thing in the world, and I'm sorry I even said its name. Looks adorable. Oh. You're one of those freaks, like Dr. Hessian, I see. I will never understand you. Sheeny, thank you for your 9-month member message as a level mobile task force captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. And hey, it's been a bit. I hope you've been well. 9 months already. Also, hi, I've been in recovery mode since Christmas. Understandable, understandable. That is perfectly understandable. And as I said, good to have you back. Charlie 10 Pro, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a snickerdoodle cookie on your way past the commissary. What class would you rate Puro, a character from the game Changed As, and why? Alright, well now I need to find out what a Puro is. Or a Puro. I think it's Puro, probably. Change As. Well, it says Puro changed wiki, so maybe you meant change and that was a typo. Furthermore, I mean, this thing does essentially just look like a mallow, so that's a starting point. But it is a wolf. It is a black wolf. Okay. And... capable of speech, helps the protagonist throughout the game. Powers and abilities, I guess, is what I need to know. This wiki does not have a powers and abilities listing. That would make my job too easy. Lore, Alright, this wiki does not have anything telling me what this entity is capable of. Maybe this secondary one does. Stats and pronouns. Attack potency. High outer versal levels. Scales above Colin since he fought Dr. K, who knocked out Colin No problem, Colin can exist in the end credits, which should logically be placed outside the fabric of reality. Not all meta bullshit is diegetic. Just because someone shows up in the credits of the game, it doesn't mean they are all of a sudden a higher pataphysical level. Sometimes artistic license is just artistic license. So yes, because the character exists in the credits, they're now higher out-of-versal. That's not what that means. Power scalers need to work on their critical thinking skills. And this doesn't say, okay, regeneration, absorption, physical corruption, natural weaponry, enhanced senses, type 2 immortality. As long as his mask is broke, he won't die. Okay. So, weaknesses will die if mask gets broken. Genius intelligence, peak human stamina, high out-of-versal level durability, striking strength, lifting strength immeasurable. Something tells me, I mean, an entity like this, we couldn't contain it all. We're not infinite money gods who can contain everything. And this thing seems broken and stupid. Now, if this power scaling wiki is over-exaggerating its skill, which I think it is, I'm sure this thing could sit in a humanoid containment cell. If we have to put it in a medically induced coma, that way it will not freak out and lift its way out of its cell or something, fine. Shark Jumping Walrus, thank you for gifting a Site 42 membership to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. If you gained that promotion, congratulations, and thank Shark Jumping Walrus for their generosity. Star the Comet, thank you for your 4 months as a level 1 researcher. We appreciate your membership and your service. Butterfly Delusions is peak, all I've got to say. I do not know what that is. Intern Faye, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Butterfly Delusions. Are you talking about the SCP tail, Butterfly Delusions? Which, I will tell you, I see an adult content splash for depiction of self-harm, description of suicide, and the article contains depersonalization, entomophobia, and animal death. That seems like a lot. Alright, well, if you want to feel bad, bro, I guess you can go read Butterfly Delusions on the database. Apparently, Desk says that intern Kudakin described it as Kondraki gore, which would naturally lead to several members of the chat saying, oh, that's gore of my favorite character. Oh, that's gore of my comfort character. Good luck, everyone, if you choose to go into that mess. Potato God says, I love your shorts. Well, I appreciate the compliment in any sense, Potato God, but I am in fact wearing pants, not shorts. I'm kidding. I obviously know that you appreciate our videos here on the channel, and I thank you for appreciating the work that we go through here to educate and entertain with that of the SCP database. Researcher Anderson, welcome to Level 1 Researchership here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. So are we allowed to feed SCP-999 muffins? Intern Harrow, the answer is no, because SCP-999's diet mostly consists of pure sugar, so candies, not so much the wheat, the bran, the grains that would be in a muffin. I'm not exactly sure that it's against its diet. Actually, I think I am kind of sure. Sugar. Candy. SCP-999's diet consists entirely of candy and sweets, with M&Ms and Necco wafers being its favorites. It eats in a style similar to an amoeba. So yes, only candy and sweets. A muffin, not sweet enough. What is your favorite SCP? Intern Potato God. I always tell you my favorite SCPs at the end of stream, which is in about 35 minutes. So if you want to hang out till then, you'll learn my favorite SCPs then as part of the outro. Or you can cheat by going to yesterday's stream and watching the outro. I said them then. Or you can simply donate and ask what my favorite SCPs are, because if you do it in a donation, I'll do it right away. Intern Kudakin. Thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself some Necco wafers on your way past the commissary. Ooh, just before I answer your thing, right now we have 77 likes and 77 viewers. They are perfectly matched, all sevens, jackpot. I just thought you all would appreciate that. But you really should hit the like button so we have more likes than viewers, which you just did, but then the viewers jumped up, so you gotta hit that like button harder. It's escaping you, it's running away. I will wait to congratulate you until the moment comes. And me when I realize that I can make an SCP-729 SG set on fire, die horribly, as far away from me as possible. Plushie. Why would you ever want to? Ugh. To cleanse my palate from that, yes, congratulations, Containment Hazard Assessment Team. You have hit like enough that you have cleared the like to viewer ratio, which means the YouTube algorithm is going to bring us more people. People who will see us and go at first, oh God, finally, something that's not AI slop on the shorts feed, thank you. And they'll realize, oh wait, it's the SCP Foundation, live on YouTube Shorts? I'm gonna hang around here and learn more about how it is to work at the SCP Foundation. And that is how we build the community. And that's how we get more people to read the SCP Wiki, support its authors and artists, as well as its animators, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, etc. So, thank you for that. Furthermore, the likes being above the viewers reminds me that we are going to visit friends of the channel, Keter Labs. Because yesterday, we dedicated the 4.5 minutes length of this video to showing off the announcement from Keter Labs, creators of SCP Containment Breach, the movie, or at least the 10-minute short, which is the opening of the film, that they are going to make the feature film if they fulfill their Kickstarter. But not only will they do that, if we hit a stretch goal within their Kickstarter, they have partnered with Decentralized Pictures, founded by the Coppola siblings, as in Francis Ford Coppola, director of The Godfather's Kids. They have a film platform that will donate a grant of money equal to what Keter Labs will do, because they literally talked to these Hollywood-type people. And that means that if we successfully get that Kickstarter, we get SCP Containment Breach, the full feature film, we get 2 short films on top of that. One donated by Keter Labs, and one matched by Decentralized Pictures. The SCP-DCP team-up sounds awesome. But I asked you yesterday as a mission to go comment on this video to provide it engagement. Let's see who did their job. So, of course, I'm in the comments. You'll always find me in the comments. And then, there are, how many comments are there? 107. We can get through that real quick. Who do I recognize here? Undead Nuclear Gamer, fellow SCP Shorts YouTuber. If you like SCP stuff from me, you'll probably like stuff from Undead Nuclear Gamer. Let's see, who else do we have here that I recognize? I'm going down the list. I'm not seeing a lot. Where are all my teammates in Mobile Task Force Side 42? You all should have been here. There's Nicky Knackle. Nicky Knackle is awesome for being here. Going down the list. Who do I recognize? Did you comment on the thing I told you to? We don't get SCP films unless you do it. Rar Caution is here. Rar Caution, you hero. Still rolling down. Not recognizing names. Who the hell are you? You're not one on my team. Waffles Marble Hornets. You did it. Good work. Still scrolling down. Chestafactory. Hell yeah, Chestafactory. Rolling down, rolling down. Top is selected so you'll see featured comments. I don't want top. I want recent. Who else is here? Dr. Frogman. Good work catching up on your homework. I have a feeling that was everybody. All right. If you commented to help the cause, good work. Thank you for doing your duty as a member of Mobile Task Force Side 42. Codename the Signal Boosters. If you didn't, go comment on it. We need to hype up our fellow creators. That way, the algorithm brings us more people. Sheeny, there you go. Goddamn algorithmic BS. Hell yes, I agree completely, but we got to play the game. Okay. Dark Duality, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a croissant on your way past the commissary. I made the bobble art last time. You know, I thought that was you, but I was just stuck on, usernames, real names, handles. I don't want to mix them up, so if I'm being cautious, I just don't say it. But, yes, as a reminder to Fanart Friday submitters, always insert your user handle of what you want me to call you in the subject or in the body of the thing. That way I look at it and I verify it. Because sometimes I recognize your names, sometimes I know them, and sometimes I get a brain fart and I'm like, is that though? Am I mixing this up? I don't know. So just name tags, people. Name tags. Help a brother out. There's one of me and a million of you. I'm doing my best. Java name. Coming in off the top rope with 20 gifted memberships to Site 42. If you just got one of that litany of promotions from Java Name, make sure to thank Java Name for their generosity. And everyone in the chat, kudos to Java. Back with the membership bombs. Brandon Anderson, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a newly minted member. Make sure to grab yourself a peppermint tea on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, I'm somehow alive from Annabelle chasing. I wonder what you might have done to survive such a situation. There's always rituals or something like that, but I would be wary. You might just be at the end of the movie where everything seems safe before it isn't. Did Keter Labs remove the forbidden author? Director Ethan, they are in fact intending to not utilize the Forbidden Doctor in the final product. When I talked to them in the back channels, they said they did not realize, lore-wise, that the necklace was not related to Shaw. They thought that they could still use the prop. They did not realize that that was a crossed wire. So they know now. Could the Foundation contain the Wonder of You from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures? If we could, Java Name, it would come down to the Department of Miscommunications. Because the Department of Miscommunications, when it comes to mimetic hazards, when it comes to hazards of what you know, because Wonder of You activates when you are intentionally trying to capture or stop it or kill it, we would need the Department of Miscommunications to enact a plan so convoluted and unplanned seeming that it would do the job. That would be the way to do it. If anyone can, I believe in them. Brandon Anderson, thank you for donating again to say, no, I hid in a nuclear bunker with wards. Well, that'll certainly work for now, but are you going to stay in the bunker your whole life? Or are you going to come out? Looks like you got, looks like you might be doing a, I forget the name of the character in Edith Finch, who lives in the bunker with the beans forever. The definition of accidentally on purpose. You're damn right, Sheeny. That's the Department of Miscommunications to a T. And they will accidentally the whole thing for sure. So, Dr. Sherman, I got back onto the wiki, talked with Zin. I can actually post again due to me providing proof that it wasn't AI. Writing a new SCP tomorrow. Something Anastasia, some Alexander Palace. Researcher, intern, Watson, Lulz, Doc, intern, Lulz. How did you prove that what you wrote wasn't AI? I am interested for people because the AI detectors are not perfect, whether that be the staff or the automated AI text detectors that they utilize. Nothing is perfect. And so sometimes something may get falsely tripped as AI when it's not. I'm interested on what you did to verify it was not AI so that future researchers can utilize that in case a similar flaw happens to them. Hey, I like the color of the hair and nice to see you live. Crazy Circus Pop, welcome to stream. Reminder, we are streaming every single day. We have been for the last 9 months, so feel free to join us more often. The Q&A is always piping hot. Meanwhile, yes, due to a recommendation of someone in the chat months ago, who I do not remember who it was, but credit to them if they pipe up, the next hair coloration that we're doing next week is going to be Autumn Rain, which will be blues and oranges and reds and yellows. So this should be fun. Remember, the pink hair goal, where all of the different shades of pink are what we do, is reserved for when we get 2,500 memberships here on the Site42 YouTube channel. So that is a goal we are waiting on, the pink hair. Escape Goat, thank you for donating for the first time today, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a peppermint mocha on your way past the commissary. If a bunker can keep an entity out, it can keep it in. And keep something in is the goal. I wonder about that, though. There are anomalies that are better at escaping than actually going in. The same way that an alligator's mouth, if you hold it closed, the muscles of the alligator's mouth are weak to open. And therefore, you can hold an alligator's mouth shut quite easily. But if the alligator's mouth is open, you're going to have a lot of trouble keeping it open because those muscles that close it are crazy strong. So not always does, if it can keep it out, it can keep it in. Sometimes there are entrances and exits that are one way, and sometimes the anomalies have ability that only work one way. Also, Dr. Sherman, dues to the wiki allow SCPs inspired by other medias. For example, I've been thinking about writing an SCP I've created while inspired by psychological horror World War I called Ad Infinitum. Intern Freeman, yes, you are quite allowed to utilize inspiration from other media properties as long as you don't break copyright by making the entity or scenario that exact thing. For instance, my favorite example is SCP-582, codename Bundle of Stories, aka Bundle, is a twisted version of Slender Man. It's not Slender Man, but it is inspired by, utilizes some of its abilities, but then tweaks them in a way that it is different enough for copyright purposes. Banana Cat, Thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a puddin' pop on your way past the commissary. What's up, Director? I'm finally home and good stream. Well, welcome. Good to see you. I'm glad you made it safely, and thank you for complimenting the stream. I do think it's a good stream. Copyright issues like mentioning furniture store. Correct, Sheeny. In fact, I do have a titch that one day we have stripped all of the Creative Commons non-compliant images from the site. I do feel like one day media properties and things that are mentioned in passing may still be an issue in the Creative Commons and might need to be tweaked in the future. I don't know the legality. I'm just hypothesizing. This is speaking on things like the Infinite IKEA, or what was I going to say? Lasagna Cat, the SCP-3166. You don't know how alone you are, Garfield. Or the Nerfing gun might need to be a generic foam dart gun, even though Nerfing is in the name and it is part of the pun of the abilities of the object. So yes, the Creative Commons on licensed IPs being mentioned. I'm not sure what the rules are there. It's a little musty, which is why I just don't do it in the first place. I say, having my second SCP specifically be a DVD of The Office, and my first SCP being my first SCP is a rival of Disney and Mickey Mouse. It mentions them, but it's not them. Any dang ways. Amy Ellswick, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a Belgian waffle on your way past the commissary. If Elemental Steve was an SCP, how would the Foundation contain them, or it, for your sake? Well, yes, it, thank you. And I forget what the hell an Elemental Steve is. I know I've heard this before. Elemental Steve. Major character in the Steve cinematic universe. Of course there is. Elemental Steve was created alongside Time Steve and Galaxy Steve during the latter's death. He is the keeper of space and the in-between, a dimension created by the elemental that exists in between all others, hence the name. Does this exist in Minecraft, right? So like SCP-4355, we can just keep them trapped in a Minecraft server? Because that sounds like the way to me. Star the Comet, thank you for donating again to say 2521. Well, thank you, Desk, again, for your cognitohazardous filters that protect us from 2521 in this stream. Otherwise, I would not want to get candlejacked, which we are also protected from, which is why I'm not being kidnapped with a rope right now. Binary Ghost, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself an espresso lemonade on your way past the commissary. I was driving through a school zone while watching TikToks and hit a speed bump. It screamed. There didn't used to be a speed bump there. SCP? What are you, Dr. Gerald? Driving while watching TikToks? Excuse me, that's the actual thing I'm worried about here. Don't you dare distracted driving while watching TikToks. You've got to be kidding me. That is so against protocol. You are getting a demerit on your record. I'm glad you admitted to your crime, but don't do it again. Brandon Anderson, thank you for donating again to say, Dr. Sherman, could you send a containment team to come get the doll away from the bunker so I can leave? I guess. How much food do you have in that bunker? That will tell me what priority level it is to send security. Because if you can hold out a while, I mean, we are busy. If you can wait, then we can definitely get there later. While it's on the back burner, I do have an SCP idea called But Can They Beat Wukong, where a bunch of thaumaturgical nerds summon beings from a lower pataphysical layer to fight each other. You know, I find that concept funny. Especially if one of them escapes and causes havoc or something and the Foundation has to come down on them, but they're just a bunch of fucking nerd kids. Yeah, no, I find that a humorous concept. I was going to say, before YouTube lost its shit on me, if we weren't protected from Candlejack at this point, he'd need to charter a damn bus. He's definitely going to need a bigger rope. What? How will this affect LeBron's legacy? I don't know why you said that. I don't know what that's relating to, but just as a singular line, I find it funny. It also inspires me to look at the SCP database and see if I can find any mentions of LeBron on the database. And after I do this funny off-topic thing, I'm going to respond to Desk in the back channels. So, it seems that LeBron is mentioned in SCP-1733, the basketball recording video, where each time we replay the video, the people within the recording become aware that time is repeating and they get confused and scared and start religious sacrifices and weird things like that. 1733 is a classic of Series 2 SCP. I mean, a plus 1986 rating. That's pretty crazy. Furthermore, there are 2 more mentions of LeBron on the wiki. SCP-7827 and a tale called Yellow Lightning, if you want to look into LeBron on the database. Hee hee ha ha. Okay, so, Intern Watson Lull says, firstly, I wrote it on a YouTuber's page 5 months ago, at 05off, that proves the idea isn't AI generated. Secondary, I have the original text file for SCP-9115, the polished file, on my desktop. Wasn't comfortable editing it on the sandbox, so I just wrote with editor, and then used the built-in grammar checker, the red line under grammar mistakes, before copy-pasting it onto my sandbox. Finally, most of the suspicion came because I blew up on Zen. Some relative of mine died, so I wasn't keen on getting called out for AI assistance. In response, I just deleted my account. I was at FIT, so I came with a formal apology, then sent them my original draft. I want to send my text document, but I don't want to spam. And as Zen wrote on the AI record, user wasn't punished, only sus. Okay. Yes, I can understand how it was partially AI, but partially having an emotional outburst, which, understandable in your current emotional state and life situation, but it is still not okay to do that even if you're feeling bad. So I'm glad you apologized, and I hope in further you figure out things that go better for you to handle such bad juju in the future. Aflac, thank you for gifting 5 Site-42 memberships to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. We appreciate your membership and your service. And if you got one of those promotions, make sure to thank Aflac for their generosity. Desk, it's okay to feel your emotions, and you should. However, do not let your emotions control you. Funny thing. So, there is a psychological study, IRL, that I want you all to keep in mind in the future. The therapeutic act of punching a pillow when you're angry, of venting emotions, of vent channels in Discord. Venting negative emotions, doing violence or anger, lashing out, it does feel good. But feeling good is endorphins in your brain. Feeling good and endorphins in your brain creates a habit, a pattern that you're going to repeat. People who punch pillows when they're angry eventually graduate to punching people and walls because they train themselves to lash out when they feel bad. Think about Buddhist monks. They take it. Think about the guards at the London Palace. They tank it. They're not shoving down emotions and ignoring it, but they are controlling it so that they can then control themselves. So consider that in the future. You're allowed to feel your feelings. You're allowed to be upset, sad, angry, etc. But in lashing out, you create a pattern of lashing out that could lead to trouble in your future. Banana Cat, please remember, I will answer all donations. I will not miss them. But sometimes I do talk to the other chat because I don't want them to feel left out by only the donors. I will prioritize the donors because, of course, you've given a gift of financial help to the Site42 cause, and I do value that. But I do need to answer some white names, and especially when I'm picking up on subjects that I was talking about previously. Now, reminding me if I missed your dono for some reason, that's fine, but please do not complain that I'm not getting to you as efficiently as you would like. That is not kindly conduct to the site director. Amy Ellswick, thank you for donating again, and you saw nothing. I may or may not have brought him alive. Help. Who is him? Elemental Steve. Okay, so first of all, it's an it. And second of all, you brought the entity out of Minecraft. You can put it back. I just asked if he was reading other chats. Okay, Banana Cat, I was worried. I meant no harm. I just want to make sure. It is hard for me to tell tone from text, understandably. So I hope you will appreciate that and take my apology. Intern Kudikin, thank you for donating again. We aren't cool yet, Doc. I gotta take the ops down. We will never be cool, because that would assume we're trying to be cool, which is uncool. And that would put us in line with those art snobs, which we don't appreciate. Brandon Anderson, thank you for donating again to say, I have 3 frozen pizzas left, Dr. Sherman. Oh, that's excellent. Ration them and you have at least 6 days, 7 or 8 days if you're careful, of food left. That's great. Banana Cat, thank you for donating again to say, if you had to choose an SCP to be your roommate, what would that be? And how do we know if SCP-4885 is locked up? And why is SCP-096 out again? It's crying on desk. All right. Try to limit to 1 or 2 questions maximum per donation, though, because I'm glad you could fit that much in characters, but I need to not have my entire attention bogarted for too long, so to speak. 906 is out again because it breached and we need to put it back. I'm glad you know where it is, though, and we can go get it. Bag it and put it back. 4885. I'm trying to remember that one by designation. I don't remember it. I need to learn how to type. Codename Find Him. Well, as the first line of the document says, it is only theorized that it is contained. We think it's contained. We can't know, but it is theorized to be. That's what the document says, obviously. And I would hang out with SCP-008-J, codename Jeff, as a roommate. Chill guy. Escape Goat, thank you for donating again to say, if an entity came from a different planet, is it anomalous or is it just natural, just not to the world? Extraterrestrial life in our current oeuvre is anomalous. Now, if it's on another planet where we can't reach it, it's Ticonderoga. We can't contain it, but also it's unnecessary to contain it because it's on a whole ass other planet that's not being caught. Our containment would mostly be disinformation campaigns, keeping astronomers from researching and putting that information to the public. Furthermore, if it came to Earth, it would be put in a box. Cool Man Fight, thank you for your 5 months as a Mobile Task Force Captain here at Site42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Hello, Dr. Sherman. Help me. I got several chicken jockey from Minecraft into our world. What much do I do to spread this? You took it out of Minecraft. You can put it back. transfer it back to that lower pataphysical level again, just like Amy Ellswick needs to. Banana Cat, thank you for donating again to say, 096, it's cooking LeBron on basket, I'm just watching. Well, don't look at its face, otherwise it'll get distracted. Sheeny, you are correct. The current mood is put that thing back where it came from, or so help me. Furthermore, Just Pit, yes, you are the thumbnail today because your fan art of my Hawaiian shirt, bags in my eyes mood hit different. Intern Kodakin and Banana Cat, both of you, thank you for gifting a Site 42 promotion to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. If you are in the chat and you got those promotions, make sure to thank your donor gifter for their generosity. By the way, Site 42 staff, we are 4 minutes from the end of stream. 4 minutes. So get your last questions in. The title wasn't lying. He really is calm. I told you so. Calm, carefree, and collected. For real, not for play. Intern Sebastian, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself an apple turnover on your way past the commissary. And you did not send a message for your donation, so simply thank you for your generosity. If SCP-002 and SCP-173 fight, what will happen? Well, 002, isn't that a room? Is not 002 the living room? So yes, I do believe because 173 is not organic, I do not think it would turn when inside the room. That is my current hypothesis. It seems to have not been tested. Java name. Thank you for dropping a 50-member bomb on today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. That is a lot of people getting membership promotions today. If you are present and getting one of those membership promotions, make sure to thank JavaName for their generosity, and thank you, JavaName, for increasing the rank of our green name army to help us win the battle against the white names. Oh, that's right. Oh, dear Lord. So, Intern Lucas, you told me to look at the Markiplier map. Am I missing something? Has something been added that wasn't there before? I mean, yes, the Markiplier horde is pretty well spread out, but I don't think it's any more spread out than it was the last time we checked. Meanwhile, I do remember that I do believe in the coming, we are 1 week from M-Day on this whole Markiplier horde scenario, so keep your eyes frosty. We might be evacuating this reality if the Markiplier horde managed to overwhelm our containment forces. Escape Goat, thank you for donating again to say, how would you handle the Spider People Mountain from Gravity Falls? We would have to claim that there is some sort of radioactive waste hazard within there and quarantine the area. Unless, because there seemed to be, well, I don't remember, is there more than one spider person? I remember the one spider person that tried to eat Grunkle Stan, but were there more than one? I don't seem to remember that. And if we can contain the entity alone, then we can just contain the entity alone and we don't need to do anything about that. All right, double checking I didn't miss anything here. Okay, Site42 staff, we are officially at the end of stream. And as I do at the end of stream, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. Now, I'm not going to tell you my favorite SCPs are the ones that I personally wrote. That would be cheating. But if you want to read the SCPs I personally wrote, as well as contributed voice lines or sound effects to, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site42 Hub on the SCP database. There you can see the SCPs I personally wrote, as well as contributed voice lines or sound effects to. And while you're there, you can find some links. Some links are on my author page that a lot of people are interested in finding, ask questions about all the time, but they just don't seem smart enough or clever enough or determined enough to find them. But not you in my containment hazard assessment team. You all are clearly the type who would understand what's going on, be able to find those links. And thanks to that, you'd be able to become a Site42 Patreon patron or YouTube channel member to donate to us monthly. You can do Ko-Fi donations or YouTube super chats to donate to us one at a time. Either way, we greatly appreciate your financial donations. They are the quickest way to help Site42 keep the lights on for myself and the staff. And if you're part of the Broke Gang, and trust me, we're an arts community. Starving artists are something we understand and sympathize with. Really, really do. You are still a valued and honored member of Mobile Task Force Sci-42, codename The Signal Boosters. As long as you are liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, chatting, not just on us, but on the SCP projects we support, like the SCP Wiki stories itself and their authors, or their artists, or the animators, or the game devs, or the filmmakers, or the merch makers. When you support the SCP community, you are helping all of us to grow our audiences, to grow the amount of people who can either donate or keep the engagement flowing, and that helps us to make bigger and better SCP projects in the future. SCP short films can become SCP feature films. SCP indie games can become SCP AAA games, but only if we all work together, and I thank you all, Mobile Task Force Sci-42 codename Signal Booster, for your service. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on that last one, it's a bit of a rough read. Speed round. 3999-3043-008-J, Spooky-J, 5031-515-530-890. Content warning, the last one is a rough read. Site42 staff, this has been another Fan Art Friday, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Are you coming to the tree? They strung up a man, they say, who murdered 3. Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. The credit song is The Hanging Tree by James Newton Howard. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect.